Hey, what's going on, guys? Heads up to everybody in the Central Plains. Attention passengers of Spaceship Earth in Arkansas, Illinois, Tennessee, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, clear up into Wisconsin later on this evening, quite possibly Michigan, parts of Iowa. Very large storm system moving through once again. Atmospheric conditions are very favorable for tornadoes tonight. Not only large hail, but tornadoes. There's already been one on the ground, went right through Jonesboro, Arkansas, less than 30 minutes ago. Watching it on a webcam, or actually a camera cam, you can see here a traffic camera in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And you can see all of the activity here. This is where, or part of the area where a tornado went through less than 45 minutes ago, maybe 30 minutes ago. Did some damage. It started right as I got back home. Actually, I was outside. I was coming in to look at the radar and get set up to do this because I knew there were going to be a good chance for tornadoes today. And there went one right through Jonesboro. Still under a tornado warning. You can see there's a lot of activity here. This is US 49. The tornado went across US 49 right here in Jonesboro. That's Stadium Boulevard. And you can see people are very, very active in through here wanting to know what was going on. Tornado went through there, impacted a building. There's power outages in this area. Don't know exactly how many. All of this is new. What you're looking at is in real time. This is going on right now as I do this video. Tornado went through Jonesboro. See somebody here in a big hurry. You know, people are darting through traffic. The power is more than likely out to these stoplights. You can see they're solid. Some of them are just solid red. I don't know what that means if they're off. Looks like somebody's here directing traffic maybe. It's difficult to tell what occurred here. I do know the tornado went through this area. I'll show you where it was visible at. It was visible on another camera. Might have been this camera here. Here's the area. There's the tornado warning right there. Tornado went right through here. Okay, that's one of the cameras. I think it was visible on this one. Quite possibly this one here. Went right across that road. There's a big hotel down here on the right. It went right behind what looks like a two-story hotel and through a populated community. You could see power flicker, or at least a transformer on a pole more than likely came down from high winds. Saw a large flash. I'm trying to retrieve that footage. Just missed it here at this is I Drive, Arkansas. Here's another camera angle here of that same area. Yeah, this is a little closer, I think. Tornado went through down here. You can see the back side of the storm right there. That's looking east. The camera that picked it up was looking west. So this would be the back side of that storm. We can get it to recycle here. Website's probably very, very busy. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting it to move around now. Doesn't even want to move. There we go. This is a weather map. It's got radar on here. You can see the storms moving to the northeast. And the cameras, let's see if they're still on here. There we go. We'll look at this one here. Yeah, the tornado went right through that area there. That's real time. That's right now. The storms that we're watching, you can see here at windy.com, are moving up into southern Illinois right now, the Cape Girardeau area. We're going to look at the details here in just a second, but you can see they're loaded here at windy.com with lightning, high winds, heavy rain. You can see it's pretty much the same atmospheric conditions we were watching yesterday, just a little stronger. There's power outages right now in Ohio. You can see earlier storms went through the state of Ohio. Some of the storms at one time were moving, right there probably is the system, were moving forward at 80 miles per hour. That's how fast they were moving. not the wind. Here's a screen grab of one of the storms that went through the Akron area, and some of these communities are still without power from the very high winds associated with these storms. When I took a screen grab, these storms were moving at 70 miles per hour, moving east at 70 miles per hour. $half size hail, torrential rains, high winds. Just an unbelievable storm system. Yesterday we saw 4-inch on the radar near Houston. That was confirmed. Somebody reported 4.5-inch hail yesterday in the Houston, Missouri area. There's what 4.5-inch hail looks like, and that's about as large as it goes on the scale here. That is grapefruit size. The updraft had to have been at least 150 miles an hour in order for that to even become a reality. Just incredible. Power outages throughout Arkansas, Ohio, even over into Pennsylvania, well over 10,000. Here's the storm system here as it's moving through the area. Tornado warning for the next 38 minutes in Arkansas. Where we're at is northeastern Arkansas, moving into the boot heel of Missouri. Yesterday we were north and west of the boot heel. Now we're right in it. That tornado warning's headed right towards the communities of Sinneth, Kennett, Nimmons, Marmaduke. 38 minutes for a tornado warning to expire, issued by the National Weather Service out of Memphis, Tennessee. A strong, severe thunderstorm at 5:33 p.m. had a confirmed tornado that was located near Cardwell, or 7 miles south of Marmaduke, moving east at 35 miles an hour. Damaging tornado. Take cover now is what they're advising. And that's coming from the National Weather Service out of Memphis. So if you're in this area, big heads up. These storms have already put one tornado on the ground, and I'm sure they're capable of doing it again. We're going to keep a close eye on these right here. In fact, we're going to move up into the boot heel of Missouri right now. Those storms are capable of producing producing more tornadoes. So if you're in those areas, interior room with a thick wall, no glass, primarily no glass. I don't know if we can get to that area or not. I'm trying to pull that area in. It's not going to be on that one. Okay, I got to go to Memphis. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to get on that radar. There's only about 100 to choose from here. Let's see, we're going to go to Tennessee. We're going to go to the Memphis radar. And there we go. There's the long line of storms. Look at that. Unreal. This is going to go on all evening for the next few hours. You guys in the Central Plains, you can see there's a tornado warning also up here in the Galesburg area, just north of Galesburg, Illinois, Knoxville, Illinois, moving towards Kewanee. We'll come back up and check that here in just a moment. But I want to keep an eye on this one real quick because it spawned a tornado that went right through Jonesboro. In fact, I have a screen image somewhere of the tornado. Actually, it was on the thumbnail. That was the tornado that went through Jonesboro. Don't know if it was an EF1, EF2. I mean, it did some damage, took the power out. Saw shingles flying around. This is a tornado vortex signature right here. Let's take a look at it and see. I mean, velocity. Yeah. Definitely got a tornadic signature right there. Absolutely. Where you see the red and green. Oh, yeah, there's rotation there, guys. Holy smoke. Rector, Greenway, Nimmons, just east of Marmaduke. Looks like a tornado on the ground. Actually, a fairly good size one. Big heads up if you're in the community of Nimmons. There could be a tornado coming right your direction in a matter of just minutes. How fast are these moving? Let's see here. 12 miles, 42 knots. Be there very, very quick. 37, 41, 71. Yeah, it'd be there very, very quickly. Less than 10 minutes in the community of Nimmons. That would be in far north. Boy, it's difficult to tell. It's so cluttered in there. Is that, that's northeastern Arkansas. No, actually, it's in the boot heel. Anywhere in that area. They are getting some rocking and rolling thunderstorms right now as I do this video north of Memphis, actually due north of Memphis, headed to the northeast. That's a tornado signature, guys. If you're in that area, you need to be in a basement or interior room with no glass would be really, really good. Actually, that would be highly recommended. That's a strong storm system. There's rotation right there. Another one. This would be number 2. If it is confirmed, I think that's a tornado right there. That's a big one, guys, headed towards Nimmons. I'm not sure if that's in the boot heel of Missouri or if that's in far northeastern Arkansas. Either way, if you're in this area, Clarkton, Holcomb, Tallapoosa, hope I pronounced that correctly. Greenway is right on the edge. They're getting some severe rain and some severe thunderstorm activity right now, but the tornadic signature is right down here. Right now it's out in the country, so that's a good place for it. Hopefully it stays there. And these storms are moving at about 35 miles an hour. We had some earlier today that were moving at 80 miles per hour. Unreal. I have never seen a storm system. I'm not talking about the wind. I'm talking about the storms. They were clocked moving 80 miles per hour. Can you imagine looking up and seeing clouds moving at 80 miles per hour? Unreal. That's what happened in Ohio today. That's why they're having power outages. That is nuts. 80 miles an hour. I've never heard of that. But that's what happened today. I just happened to catch it when it was at 70. It was at 80 at one time. These are big storms. And there's a lot of them. And they're going to be very active all evening long. Might see some nocturnal storms tonight. There's a long line of storms that extend for many, many miles, hundreds of miles, clear up into Illinois. This one here. No, it's not tornadic, at least not yet. That one's tornadic for sure. Let's go up here to the Galesburg area. Galesburg, Illinois. See what that looks like. Somebody has spotted a tornado. They've either spotted it on radar or on the ground, one of the two. I don't know if there's been one confirmed on the ground yet, but we're going to look, or at least try to look here. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that tornado warning expires in 1 minute. Tornado warning remains in effect till 5:45. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado. Quarter-size hail. And that one is moving at 45 miles per hour. And that's not unheard of, 45 mile an hour. 80 mile an hour, that's the forward speed of a storm, is unheard of. This one's 45. Today in Ohio, 80. There's probably still talking about those storms. Okay, this one right here headed towards New Bedford, in between Manlius. That would be in northern Illinois, north central Illinois, north of, where are we at? Several miles north of Lincoln. We're up in the Joliet area, yeah, west of Joliet. Very strong storm system right there. Very strong. Let's see if there's rotation. Not yet. One more here real quick. Sorry, I just got to make sure since we're here. No. Okay, no rotation yet. That's a big strong storm right there that's probably got very large hail. Don't know if it's 4.5 inch like we saw in Houston yesterday. Boy, that would almost go through a roof. Probably could in some cases, depending on what kind of roof it was. 4.5 inch hail, that's grapefruit size. This storm here is reaching well over 60,000 feet. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's just nuts. 62. More of the same type of activity we saw yesterday. Only today we're seeing much more tornadic activity. The atmosphere is very conducive for tornadoes right now. Atmospheric instability. Very heavy in this area here. There's a big rotating storm I'll pull out and show you here in just a minute. We've had tornadoes on the ground. Fasten your seatbelts. We are headed into some turbulence. Passengers of Spaceship Earth. Hang on, it's going to get bumpy tonight, especially if you're in the Central Plains in this area here. Severe thunderstorm warnings extending from central Arkansas all the way up to the Chicago area of Illinois and several places in between. We're watching the storm system now move towards Chicago, very densely populated area, and these storms are very, very strong. Long line of storms extending from DeKalb clear back to north of Galesburg. Just went through the Galesburg area, and they had tornado warnings in the Galesburg area. Storms moving towards Chicago at a 40-mile-an-hour clip. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6 p.m. Central Time. And storms are capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Doesn't say anything in here. Yeah, three-quarter inch hail. Tornado possible. So pretty much anything on the menu here. And then, of course, torrential rain. That area is getting very heavy rainfall right now. This storm here, though, moving towards New Bedford, Deer Grove, Walnut. That is a very strong storm. No rotation yet, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have the potential to. Definitely does. Big storms. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to get bumpy tonight. New Bedford about to get some major wind, very heavy rainfall any minute. That's in northern Illinois. Let's see if we still got tornado warnings down here in Arkansas. Let's go check it out. We got to hop on the Memphis radar is what we got to do. Memphis, here we come. Look at that. Look at that line of storms just wrapping around Memphis, Tennessee. West of Memphis, a long line of storms reaching way up into the boot heel of Missouri, into southern Illinois, even over into parts of Kentucky, and of course Tennessee. But that's a long line of very strong storms. If you guys are in that area, you might want to consider having an evacuation plan, or at least a safety room plan. Those are very strong storms. No joke. Tornado warning expires in 26 minutes. Let's see if they've confirmed one yet. A tornado warning remains in effect till 6:15 p.m. for southeastern Greene, southeastern Clay, west central Pemscott, and southern Dunklin counties. At 5:33 p.m., a confirmed tornado was spotted on the ground. Damaging tornado, any hail? I'm sure there probably was. 3/4 inch hail. And this storm system's moving at 35 miles per hour right towards Nimmons. And I can't tell, it's so active there. Is that in the boot heel, or is that in northeastern Arkansas? I mean, you tell me. That is super busy right there. I can't even see the state line. More severe thunderstorm warnings. And I would assume this tornado warning may get extended. Nimmons is right in the middle of it, and that definitely looks like rotation. Absolutely. There's a tornado there. Whether it's on the ground or not, it remains to be seen. Yeah, there's rotation there, guys. Absolutely. That's what the red and green means. You see red and green, there's a tornado in the area. It's not a real big one. That's the only good thing. Could have been, though, but at least right now it's not that big, if it's even on the ground. But the atmosphere right there is highly juiced right now, and it could produce tornadoes. So that storm system's moving towards Clarkton, Gideon, Tallapoosa, Holcomb, Nimmons, Bragg City, and Kennett are all in the tornado warning area. And again, these storms, boy, there's a strong one right there by New Madrid. Right over Howardville. Holy cow, that is strong. You serious? Get that thing. I don't know how some of these storms reach up that high. Unreal. New Madrid, Howardville, Lilburn, North Lilburn, Doesn't look tornadic, but boy, as quick as that thing went up, it very well could be. Holy mackerel, that's going right towards New Madrid. And that is on the Missouri side of the Mississippi River. That's right on the New Madrid fault line. Tornado warning in effect for the next 23 minutes. They may extend it. That's the National Weather Service out of Memphis, Tennessee. See if they add any more. These storms have already produced a tornado in Jonesboro, where there's widespread power outages in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Did do some damage. A tornado went through a populated area in Jonesboro, Arkansas, less than 60 minutes ago. A tornado was on the ground. I don't know any of the details right now. I've been watching the radar. So I haven't had a chance to research it yet, but there was a confirmed tornado right here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Did damage, took out power, went right through a densely populated area. I want to say it jumped Highway 49, and it looked like it went right into an area where there was a hotel. This looks like a tornado here. It's probably wrapped in rain. It doesn't look to be very big. That's the only good thing about that one there. Let's see if there's any new storms that have been. There's another severe thunderstorm warning. That's a new one down by Fredonia, Ball's Bluff, moving to the northeast, and this one's moving. It expires in 7 minutes. They'll probably extend it though. Moving east-northeast at 45 mile an hour, 60 mile per hour winds, and quarter-size hail. Moving in these areas towards these communities here: Fredonia, Biscoe, DeVal's Bluff. Moving along at a pretty good clip. All of these storms are anywhere from 35 to 45. I've seen nothing. There's a new tornado warning right there, and there's what they're looking at. That system right there. That looks like one on the ground, guys. Wow, it's going to be a busy night. Holy cow. If you guys are in northern Arkansas, especially northeastern Arkansas, I would definitely move into an interior room with no glass. And that includes southeastern Missouri, northeastern Arkansas. No doubt about it. These storms are capable of doing anything on the menu. Okay, McDougal, Peach Orchard. What's that one there? Delaplane. That's definitely got rotation, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's look and see. Yes, there's rotation there. Now, whether it's on the ground or not, I don't know. I don't think it's on the ground, hopefully, but there's rotation right there. They've issued a new tornado warning that expires in 36 minutes. National Weather Service out of Memphis, Tennessee, tornado warning for northwestern Greene County in eastern Arkansas, central Clay County in eastern Arkansas until 6:30 p.m. local time. 5:51 p.m. Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm producing a tornado was located over Evening Star, or 10 miles north of Crowley's Ridge State Park, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazard tornado. Radar indicated rotation. Flying debris. Take cover now. And that's the good guys and gals over at the National Weather Service out of Memphis. Right over here to the right. They're monitoring all this activity right there out of Memphis. So we've got 2 tornado warnings near the boot heel. That would be far southeastern Missouri. Moving to the northeast at around 35-45 miles an hour. All of these communities. It's going to be very active this evening. Bernie, Risco, Dexter, Essex, Bloomfield. I think those are in, wow, it's hard to tell. It's in the boot heel, headed towards southern Illinois, far southern Illinois. Charleston is in a very intense storm right now. All of these areas, unreal. 2 tornado, 3, got a new one now up north in Illinois again. Tornado warning expires in 36 minutes. National Weather Service out of the Quad Cities. Tornado warning for East Henry County in northwestern Illinois and northwestern Bureau County in north central Illinois. At 5:51 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Anawan, or 7 miles north of Kewanee, moving northeast at a 50-mile-an-hour clip. Hazard tornado. Radar indicated rotation. Tornadic activity once again in northern Illinois. So this storm here is recycling. How big's the hail? 3/4 inch. So there's another one. Wow, this is 4. This is over in Iowa. Tornado warning in Iowa. That would be northeastern Iowa. See if we can get the details. Expires in 33 minutes. It's going to be an active night, guys. These things could hop up anywhere. National Weather Service out of Des Moines. Tornado warning for central Black Hawk County in northeastern Iowa. At 5:53 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Crossroads Mall or near Waterloo, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Tornado, flying debris. This is a dangerous storm, and it's headed towards Elk Run Heights. And that looks like it's in a populated area, much like the one in Jonesboro. We probably ought to check that one out. So we're going to hop up to, you can see what we got going on here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings at the same time in 3 different states. Quite possibly 4 different states. I think that one might be in Missouri. Very busy evening. Let's go to Iowa because that's in a populated area. A confirmed tornado in east central Iowa. I can find Iowa here. There we go. And close as I can get, probably here, and that'll work. There we go. Tornado warning headed right towards Evans, Dale, Raymond, Gilbertville. See if it's got rotation. I'm sure it does. That's why they issued the tornado warning. Oh, yes, sirree, it does. Any debris? Yeah, possibly debris there too. It's a little difficult to tell. There's a lot of clutter because it's a populated area. Oh boy. So anyway, tornado warning east central, right up here in Iowa, just north and west of Cedar Rapids. That would be the largest major city. And that again is a very strong line of thunderstorms moving basically due north, but increasing in strength as it's moving north. Very heavy rainfall, and that backside is a very profound shelf cloud like you guys send me photos all the time. Right there's what it looks like on radar. See it? See the sharp contrast from the storm clouds to basically no clouds? That's what's going on right there. Clarksville just went through a strong storm. Be Clarksville, Iowa. Headed into Plainfield, Nashua, Waverly, Iowa, Shell Rock, Janesville, and we've got Denver. All right, Denver, Iowa. I learn something new every time I get on here. These storms lead me to a new city I'd never heard of. I've heard of Denver, Colorado, but we're in Denver, Iowa. How about that? Learn something new every time. I didn't know there was a Waverly, Iowa. All right, but they're getting some very severe thunderstorms right now. Clarksville probably saw some torrential rain, but it's moving through very, very quickly. On the backside, there's not even any clouds. That's why I say that's a very photogenic storm. If you're back here in Iowa Falls, Hampton, Sheffield, looking to the northeast, that's a very photogenic storm. That was, actually still is, tornadic down here to the south, southeast. Wow, that's getting stronger. And they said that was by a mall in Evansdale or, wait a minute, Elk Run Heights. And it sure is. You can see a severe storm over Elk Run Heights. That is in Iowa. We've got 4 tornado warnings going on at the same time. And these storms are just getting warmed up. This could be like this for most of the evening, or at least the next 2 or 3 hours. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see this go all the way up into maybe Wisconsin. This energy all the way through north central Illinois. So we've got 1, 2, that's a fairly large tornado warning there. 3, 4 tornado warnings in 4 different states. 1 in the boot heel of Missouri, 1 in northeastern Arkansas, just north of Jonesboro, where there was a tornado earlier on the ground that did damage. one in north central Illinois, and one over here in Iowa. And you can see right here, you can see part of it. I'm going to show you on the Ghost 16. There's a large, what looks like a big scorpion tail that's rotating over the central plains, and that's dragging all of this energy up, creating unstable air in the atmosphere. Very unstable in some areas. These storms here are reaching incredible heights. There's probably some very large hail in the Gilbertville area, Raymond. This is in Iowa. A tornado warning for the next 28 minutes is in effect for north central, east central Iowa. Got flash flooding reports. Let's see what this says. Street flooding, roads closed, vehicles stranded. Look at that. Torrential rain. This is in Iowa. East central, slightly north, be north of the Illinois-Wisconsin state line, just slightly to the west. Got flash flooding, got a little bit of everything here. Hail, I'm sure there's high winds, wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, street flooding in multiple areas, and quite possibly a tornado in the area as well. A little bit of everything on the menu here. Hail, flash flooding, high winds, tornado. Just an unbelievable storm system, capable of producing about anything. And it's still doing it and getting stronger. Look at it, it's stretching back even now down past Dysart. Oh, wow, these are moving quick too. That is a very long, very strong line of thunderstorms moving to the north. They're actually rotating. They're part of a bigger system, rotating counterclockwise. These are moving due north pretty much right now. These are going to go up into the probably Wisconsin area later. I don't know if they'll still have the same components, but right now they have all of the components. Tornado, heavy rain, high winds, and hail. And you can see this storm here is extended for the next hour. Unreal. Right now I'm not seeing any jumbo hail. There's 1.25. And that's just what's been reported. Yesterday we saw 4-inch, and actually 4.5 was reported, and that's that size right there. Actually, maybe a little bit bigger. That's what was falling from the sky yesterday in Missouri. I couldn't believe the height of some of those storms. Just incredible. These storms here, they just extended the tornado warning. Another tornado warning now in right here, the area of Waterloo, Iowa, north and west of Cedar Rapids. That's where we're at. Now we've got 1, 2, oh my, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tornado warnings at the same time. 2 in Iowa, 1 in north central Illinois, and we've got 4 now. We better get down here and see what's going on. 4 tornado warning areas, 2 in Missouri and 2 in Arkansas. That area right there is in the boot heel, maybe 3. That's straddling the state line between Arkansas and Missouri. We better get back down there and check that out. That just increased exponentially. There was 1 tornado warning. Now we have 4. See if they're on the ground. We got to find Memphis. There we go. Another long line of storms. And all of these are part of something bigger, a bigger system that's turning pretty much counterclockwise across the Central Plains. Tornado warning expires in 25 minutes. National Weather Service out of Paducah, Kentucky. Tornado warning for southwestern New Madrid County in southeastern Missouri. At 6 p.m., weather spotters, here we go, reported a rain-wrapped tornado northwest of Kennett. We were talking about Kennett earlier. This storm has a history of producing a tornado. The storm is currently located over Clarkton or 8 miles southeast of Campbell, moving northeast, get a load of this, at 60 miles per hour. That is nuts. That's faster than the speed limit on a 2-lane highway. Buckle up. It's going to be a rough ride tonight if you're in the Central Plains. Tornado warning, and this does have a history of producing tornadoes. One went right through Jonesboro, Arkansas, a little over an hour ago. Right here we have 4 tornado warnings in northeastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri in the boot heel. And all of this energy is moving up into southern Illinois, deep southern Illinois, eventually making its way over probably into deep southern Indiana, parts of far western Kentucky, and obviously western Tennessee. But the severe component right now is near the boot heel of Missouri, near the New Madrid. Look at that. That's a lot. That is a lot of activity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tornado warnings in 4 states right now as I do this video, and probably more to come. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one expires in 23 minutes. That includes Peach Orchard, McDougal, just south of Pollard, Greenway, Delaplane. All of those areas are in a tornado warning for the next 23 minutes. Nimmons, we talked about that earlier. Holcomb, Bragg City, and Kennett. Talked about Kennett probably 20 minutes ago. That storm system was headed right towards Kennett. Now Clarkton, Gideon, Tallapoosa, Risco, all in a tornado warning right now, and those are in or near the boot heel of Missouri. That would be far southeastern Missouri. Honestly, it's difficult to tell with all the activity on here. You can't even see the state lines. It is that active. Very, very busy. Half-inch hail. I don't see any jumbo hail right now, but that doesn't mean there's not some large hail out there. Most of it is. Well, at least all those are reporting half-inch. Half-inch. That's not that big a deal. Half-inch. We can handle that, right? No big deal. You get up into this stuff right here, that's a big deal. Holy cow, that is a real big deal. All right, well, you guys are seeing it. We're going to stay on these for a while. I'm curious to see how many there's going to be tonight. The atmosphere is really heavily juiced, no joke. It is energized for tornadoes tonight, guys. So be on your toes, man. If you're in the Central Plains, central and southern, actually all of Illinois, you can see what's going on in southeastern Missouri. We're gonna stay on this for a while. Going into Indiana, there's a big rotator rotating counterclockwise. I'll show you guys on the Ghost 16 here in a minute. That storm in Iowa, tornado warning expires in 21 minutes. Northern Illinois, 21 minutes. And now we've got 3 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings in 4 states. That's a very busy night, and we're just getting started. Buckle up. It's going to be a rough ride for a while. That's a big old rotator. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These are power outages. See if this has been updated. Not necessarily real time. Nearly 5,500 without power in Ohio. Pennsylvania, nearly 5,000. Arkansas looking at 4,000, and more than likely those are in the Jonesboro area. Take a look and see. Well, up there near the boot heel too, 2,200 without power. And those are the storms we were just following. And you can see in this area here, that's right along that line of storms. That's exactly where they went. That was the track of the storms. But here's the big unit that's turning up all of this energy. It's got the atmosphere highly primed for tornadoes. See that counterclockwise pivot right there? Look at that. Like a big scorpion tail. That's going to be around for a big part of the evening. Got energy moving through Michigan right now, over into the Dakotas. South Dakota's seeing energy. This big system, and then right here, big void. I mean, you can probably get your telescope out right there and look for the comet tonight. If you want to look for the comet, look north and east after dark. You're probably not going to be able to see it unless you have a scope. But you want to look north and east after dark. You don't have to be out at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You can go out at 10 o'clock at night if you want, 9 o'clock. Look to the north. Look for the Big Dipper. And you'll see the Big Dipper handle pointing down towards the ground, the Dipper up. and it's up to the left of the dipper, up in that area. But you got to have a scope, at least, even a novelty scope, you'd be able to see it. But you want to look to the north, slightly, no, due north, man. It's just due north. That's where you want to look. Thank you, Brutal Spock. And Hope Don't Mope. Thank you, guys. I just looked over at the other screen. I'm keeping an eye on this radar. Man, these guys at the National Weather Service, they are juggling some storms tonight, man. Look at all these ones they're monitoring here. And this is just in this area. It's all the way back down here into southern Arkansas. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings down here that could produce a tornado at any moment. South of Memphis, north of Memphis, and now you've got a storm system right here that just came up. And that's near the Huntingdon area, and that's in Tennessee. Moving to the northeast towards the Kentucky state line. That's where the storm system's projected to go, or at least the line. Moving northeast at 45 knots towards the Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville area. That's a little spin-off of these bigger storms over here. Still have 3 tornado warnings. Tallapoosa, Risco, Cartron, Howardville, Malden is really in the thick of things right now. It's like they're inside of a dishwasher in this area here. Rain coming down sideways, more than likely power outages in multiple areas. It's difficult to tell. There's just so much going on. You can't even see the state lines on here. A lot of activity. This tornado warning expires in 17 minutes. And that one is that that's in the Boot Heel. Southeastern Missouri, southwestern New Madrid County. Weather spotters reported a rain-wrapped tornado right here in this area near Tallapoosa. Down here near Holcomb, expires in 1 minute. Let's see if they'll move that one farther to the north. Yeah, that one's set to expire any second now. This one over here is going to expire and they just took it off the radar. So now we're down to 2 tornado warnings in northeastern Arkansas and the southeastern Boot Heel of Missouri. This tornado warning here expires in 16 minutes, and we're going to see what recycles up next. At one time, we had 7 tornado warnings at the same time. National Weather Service out of Memphis. Storm moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. Radar indicated rotation. So this one was not confirmed on the ground like this one over here was. A rain-wrapped tornado. And that doesn't necessarily mean it was on the ground. They spotted it in the sky. I've actually seen one of those. It wasn't rain-wrapped. It came down and it took care of business. It stayed on the ground for 17 miles. But it started out up in the sky as a horizontal, looked like an ice cream cone. Next thing I know, it's on the ground rotating. Started out transparent, like it was just wind. And then when it starts picking up dirt, that's when you start to see the tornado. But when it starts to come down out of the sky, it's either rain-wrapped, and the rain gives away the vortex. Because those vortexes, you can't see them. It's just wind. You can't see them until it starts pulling up dirt or debris. And the one that I saw started out up in the sky, and it was a rotating cloud. It actually did have some water vapor, but not much. And then once it started pulling up dirt from the fields, you could easily see a very large tornado. What we got here? Half-inch hail moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. That's in the Boot Heel of Missouri. Far southeastern Missouri, tornado warning expires in 14 minutes. Northeastern Arkansas, tornado warning expires in... There's so many storms packed in here, you can't even see it in 14 minutes. Unbelievable. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings tracking all the way back into southeastern Arkansas, central Arkansas. All this energy is moving north into southern Illinois, and you can see the storms are already reaching southern Illinois, central Illinois, northern Illinois. And this tornado warning up here just extended. There must be one on the ground here. See that curve? Need to get back up into Iowa real quick. I think there might be a tornado on the ground. We need to look. Yeah, I think there is. Probably going to be power outages in Iowa. Hang on. Let's look and see. Let's see if there's a tornado. Yes, there's a tornado between Jessup and Brandon. Right in here, Brandon, Iowa, moving towards Rowley, Independence, Iowa. At least that's the way I'm interpreting this. Oh, wow. Independence, Iowa. Jessup. Oh, wow. Jessup, I think, might have just had a big tornado. That's a lot of debris. Jessup, Iowa. I'm going to stay on the radar, guys. If you want to check that out, maybe do some Google search, Jessup, Iowa. See if there was a tornado there. It sure looked like there was one. LaPorte City. Got some small hail. Well, there's 1.5 inches. That's some of the biggest I've seen so far. But you got to keep in mind, most of the hail that comes down from the sky doesn't get reported. You know, I was surprised when I saw the map from yesterday, and we saw it on this radar at 4.0, actually 4 inch. 4.5 was reported from that area. 4.5 inch hail. That's as high as the chart goes, right there. Grapefruit, 4.5 inches. I mean, it gets any bigger than that, it's getting real scary. I mean, 4.5 inches is scary. You don't want to be anywhere near that. Holy cow, that is huge. But that's what it was doing yesterday near Houston, Missouri, right up here. Or actually down here, we're up in Iowa now. But I would say Jessup probably saw a tornado. LaPorte quite possibly near Brandon, Iowa. And all of this energy is headed towards Independence. If you're near or in Independence, Iowa, an interior room with no glass or a basement would be perfect right now. Absolutely perfect. All right, we're going to look. I'm getting reports from Sioux Falls. Let's go to Sioux Falls. That's right over here. I'm seeing snow. That's why I didn't go over here, but we're going to check it out real quick. Sioux Falls. Oh, that's Sioux Falls, Iowa. Gotcha. Got Des Moines. I don't know if I can get on that radar. Let me look and see. Let's look and see. That's up. See, we're getting some energy up by Chicago right now. It's just heavy rain. Still got a tornado warning down here north of Kewanee near Walnut. But nothing severe right now. But storms are moving into the Chicago area. Raining very hard in Sioux Falls. Let's go check out Sioux Falls real quick if I can get on the radar. I don't know if I can. I'll try. Let's check it out. Yeah, we can get on there. Look at that. And we've got a Brandon up in South Dakota. See the rotator right there? Look at that. See the anchor's over here to the right, and that's what's moving south. We've got a south component and we've got a north component with this storm. There's your southerly component pulling down cold air from the north. They've probably got a whole mixed bag in here. Snow, rain, winds. Look at that. That's the spearhead of this right here. Right there it is. See it? Oh, yeah. That's where the central low pressure is cranking right there. That's the motor of all this energy you're seeing. That's what's causing the turbulence tonight. That's why I said buckle up. Right there's the big rotator. And yes, there is activity in the Sioux Falls area. Definitely. The reason there's a black hole there is because the radar can't see above its head. It can only see out 306 degrees around it. Straight up, you can't see anything, but around it, it can. Yeah, there's definitely activity around Sioux Falls. Very dense. Look at that. Picking up a lot of activity, but nothing. Look at that rotating there. Oh, see how it's got the personality of a hurricane, even though it's not a hurricane. Looks like one from the sky. We got to go back to Iowa real quick, guys. But thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that. There's a lot to look at tonight on the radar, no doubt about it. We had 7 tornado warnings at one time, 4 different states. I guess we can go to Des Moines. Yeah. Elk Grove, Humboldt, seeing a lot of activity. I'm pretty sure there was a tornado on the ground here near Jessup, Iowa. Independence. I would take shelter if I lived there. Guarantee I'd be in an interior room at least with no glass. North of Brandon, Iowa. We're in east central Iowa near Waterloo. Yeah, there's a major storm moving through that area head towards Independence. It's no telling what happened back here in Evansdale and Gilbertville. Jessup. Looked like to me there was a tornado on the ground in the area of Jessup. That would be Jessup, Iowa. Hopefully it was out in the country somewhere, but yeah, it's just impossible to tell from this vantage point. But it looked like to me there was, definitely rotation in that area in a big way. So more than likely a tornado near Jessup, Iowa. More than likely. That's not a guarantee. I'm just saying based off of what we're seeing here. Looks familiar. And when I see that type of signature, it's usually a pretty good indication there's a tornado there. Hopefully it stayed up in the sky. That's the ideal situation. Yeah, you can rotate all you want. Just don't come down to the ground. I've seen it do it. A lot of activity tonight, guys. If you're in the Central Plains, buckle up. There's going to be turbulence, and you can see the big motor up here. It's anchored just east of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls is getting creamed right now, and it's rotating this big, strong system, pushing up into the north. It's got all kinds of energy associated with it. There's lightning over here to the right of this storm. We got snow up in the left-hand quadrant. And then you can look at the comet from central Kansas if you want to. And up by Kansas City, Missouri, if you want to go out and look at the comet, you'd probably be able to see it if you had a decent scope. And it doesn't even have to be a real big scope. Wait till about May. I think we'll all be able to see that comet. And you won't need a scope. You just step out your back door and look up. So anyway, I think there was a tornado near Jessup, Iowa. This tornado warning was extended. It expires in another 36 minutes. National Weather Service out of Quad Cities, Iowa. Tornado warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Time for Buchanan and northeastern Benton counties. At 6:20 p.m., tornado-producing storms are located along a line extending from Fairbank to Brandon, moving east at 45 miles per hour. They're calling this a damaging tornado, so somebody saw one. Somebody, yeah, right there. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. So there was a tornado in that area. That was confirmed by people on the ground. Other locations impacted by these tornadic storms include Lime Creek, County Park, Winthrop Golf Course. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Wapsie Pin Golf Course. Rogers Park. This is in a populated area. Littleton, Monty, Buchanan County Fairgrounds, Otterville, and Spencer Grove. And I'm pretty sure that includes Jessup. I saw a rotation myself up here near Jessup. That's a big, strong storm moving towards Independence, Hazelton, including Aurora, Winthrop. I mean, it's clear right now in Winthrop, but in 10 minutes, they're going to feel like they're in a hurricane. I mean, that's what's going on over here. You got sideways rain. People have to pull over alongside of the road. But over here, there's not even hardly a cloud in the sky. That's a thin line. And like I said, that storm is very photogenic. If you're on the backside of that storm, you're looking at one wicked-looking shelf cloud back here, reaching 60,000 feet into the sky. Yeah, that's going to cause some turbulence, to say the least. and I hope everybody was okay in this area, because that was a strong tornado. My goodness. I could see the rotation very wide on radar. I would say that was a wedge tornado if I had to guess. And I'm hoping it stayed up in the sky, and that was confirmed by spotters. So real quick, we've got 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings going on in 2 different states. Now we're into the boot heel of Missouri, moving up into, getting very close to southern Illinois, the Cape Girardeau area. See these storms extend all the way back down into basically southern Arkansas, reaching up into southern Minnesota. And that's this big rotator right here. That's the culprit right there. Big scorpion in the sky, producing tornadoes. They're dropping out of his tail right there, dropping stingers on the ground. You guys need to be ready if you're in these areas, because this could go on for the next couple of hours quite easily. And that there was a big one. That looked like a wide tornado. Oh boy, it's headed towards the Independence area. You still got time to get to that interior room with no glass, or a basement. Basement is the ideal choice. That's a strong storm. In fact, I want to check the height on it. It's probably 70, 67, somewhere around in there. 62. That's the echo on top. And that's capable of producing some very large hail if it wanted to. Doesn't necessarily guarantee it, but it could if it wanted to. That indicates a very strong updraft, and a lot of times those updrafts can cause spin-ups and cause tornadoes. Already produced one. It might be recycling for another, but looks like it's moving just west of Independence, Iowa right now, and headed up to, this energy is going up into Wisconsin here very soon, and parts of southern Minnesota, where they're already seeing rain, pea-sized hail. We're going to go up there and check that out in a minute. I've just been following the severe component. These tornadoes are a big deal. We don't like to see tornadoes impact populated areas. After what happened at night in Nashville while people were sleeping, you know, that just wasn't fair, man. So if I'm awake and I see tornadoes on this radar, I'm coming on here. And if it can make a difference in one person's day, then it was time well spent. That's all I'm saying. So, big tornado. There was one on the ground here. Jessup, Independence, Missouri. Or not Missouri. There is an Independence, Missouri, but we're in Independence, Iowa. And that there was a tornado or a tornadic storm at one time. Still very well could be. There could be storm chasers on that storm. They've already spotted a tornado over in this area in Iowa. And it was directly associated with that storm cell right there. And it's still very, very strong. In fact, it's gaining strength as it moves to the north. And you guys saw the motivator. It's right there. They just parked an anchor in northwestern Iowa. That's why they're getting the snow and rain over in this area. It just anchored right there. Right there is where that low's at. Right there. It just dropped anchor. And now it's going to spin up all evening long. And it's no telling where the tornadoes could pop up. At one time we had, I think it was 7. Still got severe thunderstorms over here in Ohio. This whole area here is going to be impacted with some kind of severe weather tonight. Whether it be severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, large hail, got snow over here in the Dakotas. Tornadoes could be moving up into the Wisconsin, Minnesota area here in a little bit. You guys got to be on your toes tonight. If you have a nice basement that you can sleep in, I wouldn't care if it wasn't nice. I'd be down in there right now. If I was in this area, it doesn't matter. You don't want to wrestle with a tornado. They don't play fair. Now that storm system's moving north of Independence, Iowa. How fast is it moving? Pretty good clip. 49 knots. 1.5 inch hail right now. Could be bigger. You got to keep in mind, most of the hail goes unreported. The largest hail ever found was over here in South Dakota, by the way, Vivian, South Dakota, and that was a little over 8 inches, right up here in Vivian, South Dakota. 8 inches. Are you serious? That's the largest one, keyword, ever found. There could have been bigger, and we just didn't know about it. So whenever you see these hail reports, like we get here from, actually that's hailreports.com, those are just the ones that were reported. There were probably 10 times as more that we didn't even know about. Same way with tornadoes. When tornadoes pop up like this, and there's these big tornadic storms, there could be tornadoes that go in rural areas that may not be detected for quite some time. Which is good. That's what you want. You want them away from people. That's a big storm right there north of Independence. We're going to look and see if it's got rotation real quick. Oh, yeah, it's got big rotation. That's north of Independence, Iowa. Holy cow. Let's see if it's got debris. Oh, wow. That's a big deal. Yep, I hope everybody's safe there. That's a big deal. Independence, Iowa. And this storm system has been extended now. It's going up into far northeastern Iowa. Tornadic signature remains. National Weather Service out of La Crosse, Wisconsin now issued a tornado warning for southern Fayette County in northeastern Iowa until 7:15 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Owine, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation. Quarter-size hail. Take cover now. That's the National Weather Service out of Wisconsin. They picked up this storm system now as it's moving into their arena real soon. These are moving at 50 mile an hour, so it's not going to take them long. Wow, that's a very intense storm right there, guys. Anybody in the Independence, Iowa area, I'm sure they're without electricity right now. Wow, that's about as strong as you can get. Incredible. That's tornado warning has been extended for 41 minutes up into northeastern Iowa. Let's see what we got going on over here. Got flash flooding along the Indiana-Ohio line. Street flooding from torrential rains that they got earlier. We've still got a tornado warning. We're going to hop back on the Tennessee one, but that storm up here, you know, when I see that, I got to be honest, it's hard to watch. I know there's a tornado in there that did incredible damage. I know there is. There was. I just hope there was nobody in the way. You know what I mean? I think we all feel that way, sitting here watching this stuff unfold, and you hope people got out of the way. I hope they did. I really and sincerely mean that. All right, let's go down to Memphis. Oh, Memphis. These guys are busy down here tonight. Guys, I'm trying to get to all these different places. I know there's a lot of activity. I'm just trying to stay on the severe components right now with these tornadoes. You know, every little bit of alert a person can get with regard to these things. Okay, this is on a different radar now. So now we're in, where are we at? We're in southern Missouri. Even though there's still storms in the Memphis area on their radar. All right, this has been transferred up into Missouri, it looks like. So we're going to move radars up to Missouri real quick. I'm not sure I can get on it. We'll try. No, I don't think so. Maybe I can. No, boy, that's in a tough spot. See, that's down in that boot heel. Yeah, the New Madrid. I was on it earlier. Let me see if I can get back on it from Arkansas. We'll try. There's a long line of storms moving through eastern Arkansas. I don't think I can get on that storm up there. All right. How come? All right, let's go to Kentucky. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get on that storm. H-I. All right, Kentucky. Kentucky rain. Definitely not that one. Maybe it's Fort Campbell. Yeah. All right. Fort Campbell it is. So that puts us right there. All right. No rain over there, but I'm at the edge of that radar. So I wanted this tornado warning. What's up with it? 24 minutes. Spotted or radar. Radar indicated rotation. The storm is capable of producing a tornado and is moving at 55 miles per hour to the northeast. I mean, that is just incredible. Big storms. Big line of storms in the Scorpion Tail. Now we got a new tornado warning issued here. Expires in 38 minutes. National Weather Service out of Paducah, Kentucky. Tornado warning for central Mississippi County in southeastern Missouri. South central Scott County in southeastern Missouri. Northeastern New Madrid County in southeastern Missouri. Say that 5 times. Until 7:15 p.m. At 6:34 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Farrenburg or near Hunter Dawson State Historic Site. Moving northeast, get a load of this, at 60 miles per hour. That Scorpion Tail is fired up tonight. Tornado quarter-size hail, radar indicated rotation. Following highways include Interstate 57 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 13, Interstate 55 between mile markers 58 and 69, if that's any help. Take cover now is what they're suggesting, and I would too if I was in that area. Because this storm right here looks very feisty. It's east-southeast of Matthews, moving towards East Prairie, again, for what, 50 miles an hour? So it's going to be in these communities very, very quickly. You're going to have little warning if there does a tornado spawn from these storms, which they're giving tornado warnings right now that they're very capable of producing tornadoes. So big heads up. Listen to these guys and gals. They know what they're doing. They're trained professionals to spot tornadoes. They're very good at what they do. Anniston, East Prairie, Charleston, all of these areas are in far southeastern Missouri. Now they just extended the line of thunderstorms, and that's the severe component up into southern Illinois now. Now there's a tornado warning. Oh, we better check this one. Up in Illinois, a new one has been issued, expires in 36 minutes. National Weather Service out of Quad Cities issued a tornado warning for Henderson County in west central Illinois, northern Warren County in west central Illinois, until 7:15 p.m. At 6:33 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Terre Haute, or 11 miles southeast of Burlington, moving northeast at a whopping 50 miles per hour. Radar indicated a tornado. We're going to come up here in just a second as that storm's moving back towards, we just had a tornado warning north of Galesburg. Now we've got a tornado warning south of Galesburg. So we're back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings in 3 different states: Missouri, Illinois, and Iowa. These storms down here are moving northeast at about 55 miles an hour, give or take 5 miles, 50, 60, just incredibly fast. The speed limit on most 2-lane highways. Moving up into the areas of, where are we at? Deep southern Illinois, southeast of Carbondale, Vienna, Metropolis, Barlow, Mound City, Mounds, Pulaski. Let's see what type of hail these have got. Don't see any staggering jumbo hail like we saw yesterday. But these are highly tornadic, a lot of rotation. In fact, let's just look at this one and see if we can see what's happening here. I see a little. Not like I saw up in Iowa. What I saw up in Iowa was really big. No joke. I don't know. There's some maybe debris. Doesn't really, nothing really big. Not like I saw up in Iowa. What I saw up in Iowa was really, really big. I'm just being honest. Okay, got a storm over here trying to get its act together near Big Sandy. That would be in eastern, or actually western Tennessee, I'm sorry. Northwestern Tennessee. Moving up towards the Kentucky state line. Severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service out of Paducah. Severe thunderstorm warning in multiple counties in deep southern Illinois and parts of western Kentucky until 7:15 p.m. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. And this whole area here, that's what you can expect. They're exactly right. Because there's a high wind factor with all of these storms. You got to consider the storms themselves are moving between 50 and 60 miles per hour. So it's no telling what the wind gusts are capable of doing in certain areas. Not everywhere. It's not like there's a huge wall of wind that's all perfectly calibrated at 70 miles an hour. It's not the case. You have a pocket of wind over here, you know, like a microburst that may burst to 100 miles an hour. And then a half a mile away, there's no clouds. So it's very sporadic. It's widespread. But either way, there's going to be a lot of tree branches down, quite possibly power outages through these areas. Widespread again, you know, not all through like a big hurricane. That's the only difference with these storms. They're not a unified system like a hurricane. If a hurricane's got 100-mile-an-hour winds, you can rest assured that however large it is, if it's 200 miles wide, then those winds are going to be gusting, or in some cases steady, sustained at 100 miles an hour for a wide area. These here are just going to be hit and miss. 100 mile an hour gust, maybe outside of, Carsville, and then 50 mile an hour gust in Golconda. But a lot of damage either way. A lot of tree branches down, shingles taken off of roofs. Let's go up here into west central Illinois real quick. I want to check on that storm and that one in Iowa. That was a big one, guys. I'm just being honest. If you know anybody up there, you might want to check on them. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Illinois. Where are we at? Illinois, right in here. There's not a whole lot of radars to choose from. There's Indiana. Okay, maybe I can get on Lincoln. Yeah, all right. Tornado near Kirkwood. Now we're in west central Illinois, due west of Peoria, southwest of Galesburg. This area's been hot. There was a tornado, I think, spotted north of Galesburg about 30 minutes ago. And now we've got, I think, a radar-indicated tornado warning that expires in 31 minutes. Yeah, radar-indicated rotation, flying debris. Storms moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. Back to the Galesburg area where we just saw a tornado a little while ago. They're advising people to take cover now, and that's the National Weather Service out of the Quad Cities monitoring that storm there. Right now, Chicago looks pretty good, seeing some heavy rain widespread. Nothing on the severe side, though. This one here, it's a smaller storm, not anything huge. Let's see if we can see the rotation. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. Stronghurst has got a tornado. Right there. Absolutely there is. Stronghurst, Illinois. Just saw a tornado. Hopefully it's on the outskirts of town, but that is a tornado. Stronghurst, Illinois. Tornado right in there, guys. Stronghurst. If you know anybody there, you might want to check on them. The storm's gone, well, pretty much. Let's see. On the backside of it now. Hopefully it didn't come down out of the sky. But there was a classic clash right there. You had wind going in opposite directions at a very high rate of speed. That tells you that's rotation, that's all. So there was big-time rotation near Stronghurst. You bet. That would be Stronghurst, Illinois, far western Illinois by where are we at here? We're northwest of Macomb and southwest of Galesburg. Let's see, Kirkwood, Biggsville, Media, Monmouth. And that's where the storms are headed right now at a very fast pace. How fast are these things going? 45. I thought they were going faster than that. The ones down south are moving at about 55. Saw one today in Ohio moving at 80. Just a casual 80-mile-an-hour storm. Unbelievable. I've never seen that. 80 mile an hour. So we got 4, 1, 2. Uh-oh, now we're back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've got tornado warnings again spawning in the southern Illinois area. That's a new one. There hasn't been any there yet. We need to hop down there. We got to go to Paducah, Kentucky, I think, to get there, though. Hang on. Here we go. Yep. Oh, my. We got 3 now. And this storm down here is getting hot. Big Sandy, and they've got it extending towards Dover, Lafayette. That would be up in Kentucky, going just north and west right now of Fort Campbell. That's one to watch right there. It's by Big Sandy. And you got 3 tornado warnings now, and that means right here by East Prairie, tornado on the ground. Right there. Just north of Matthews. In between Matthews and East Prairie. Tornado on the ground. Wow, it's going to be a busy night up here, guys. It's going to be very, very busy. You can see what's happening here in Illinois, up into Indiana. These storms are moving all through. It's going to go up into central Indiana here soon. That's just that scorpion's tail. That's what I call it. It's making the rounds tonight, so you guys need to stay awake for a while. Watch these storms. Tornado warning expires in 42 minutes. That's a fairly new one out of Paducah. National Weather Service from Paducah issued a tornado warning. Southern Illinois and western Kentucky until 7:30 p.m. local time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. That's crawling compared to the other ones. Tornado and quarter-size hail. Radar indicated a tornado in that area that you see in the big rectangle right there. Includes the communities of Joppa. Oh wow, that looks really ominous, guys. North of Le Center. What's going on there? Yeah, I see why they issued a tornado warning. Yikes. Okay, I get that. That's the Doppler, but what's going on over here? Hang on a minute. You can't really tell. There's too much clutter. I don't know. It's raining. There's torrential rain in that area, high winds, I can tell you that. But that's a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service out of Paducah. So we've got 6 right now. 3 in southern, 2 in Iowa, 1 in Illinois, 1 in the Illinois-Kentucky area state line near Paducah, and then 2 down here in the boot heel of Missouri. And there was a tornado on the ground near East Prairie, and that would be in the boot heel of Missouri. There was a lot of activity west of the boot heel yesterday. We saw the jumbo hail. Well, they've changed that. They've extended that tornado warning now. 25 minutes to see if there's one on the ground. Radar indicated there. This one expires in 9 minutes. This is down near the New Madrid area. Moving northeast at a whopping 55 mile an hour. All of these are radar indicated except for that one right there. So we did have one spotted, I think, in the sky somewhere. Hopefully it stayed in the sky. Hopefully it didn't touch down. The one in Iowa, I'm pretty sure it touched down. In fact, we'll go back up to Iowa real quick. See if we can figure out anything new. Hopefully nothing new. Might have to hop on quad. Yeah. Kind of slowed down. Still in the Independence area. Not as severe as it was, but they did extend that tornado warning for very good reason. You can see why. Up in the Arlington, Iowa area, Wadena, we're getting close to the Wisconsin border. These storms are already making their way up into Wisconsin. Seeing dense fog, they're seeing all kinds of things. Rain, pea-sized hail. Probably end up seeing snow before the night's over. I wouldn't doubt it. A little bit of everything going on. Flooding near Waterloo. I think that's what that's saying there. Yeah, street flooding near Waterloo, Iowa. Just torrential downpours. Let's see if we can see rotation near Arlington. This is in the Iowa area where there was a big tornado earlier. Oh my. Not quite as bad as it was, but I don't know. It's just difficult to tell. Hopefully it stayed in the sky. Let's just try to think positive, and hopefully that stayed in the sky. But still kind of see a wedge in there, guys. In the Arlington, Iowa area, moving north. That's in the Scorpion's tail, being pulled north at a very fast pace. Wadena, we're getting close to the Wisconsin border. I've actually seen, I know you guys have probably, maybe too, tornadoes in Wisconsin. It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. Got tornado warnings in 5 states. Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky. Oh, they've issued another one now. 1, 2, there's 4 tornado warnings down here now. Unbelievable. So anywhere in this area here, in the next, let's say, hour, this area here, that would include West Frankfort, Harrisburg. I would include Evansville, Indiana, Princeton, Paducah. Energy moving towards Paducah, especially these areas here. Harrisburg, already seeing rain, but there's this severe component moving that direction. And it's going to be there very quickly as it's moving at probably 50, 60 miles an hour. So it's going to be there, the leading edge of this storm, in probably an hour's time, if not sooner. So just be ready if you're in that area, because there could be some very intense. Look, there's another tornado warning now. They've extended this right up to the Wisconsin state line. Now the storm's taking on an easterly component, moving towards Wisconsin. So if you're in the area of Garnavillo, hope I got that right, Littleport, Garnavillo, Elkader, St. Olaf, Farmersburg, and McGregor. And that's right up to the Wisconsin state line. Wow, there's 4 tornado warnings down here now in Iowa. Are you serious? Tornado on the ground. That's the one we saw down by Stronghurst. Now there's been one, looks like, confirmed on the ground. Tornadic vortex signature right there. That's in west central Illinois, south of Monmouth, southwest of Galesburg. Yet another tornado, and I think we saw that down here by Stronghurst. There was a tornado there, I can tell you that. Whether it touched down or not, I don't know. I think there's one that touched down right there, though. And we've got 1, 2, they're overlapping. See how many there are? There's at least 4 tornado warnings here. This one's probably out of Wisconsin, expires in 49 minutes. La Crosse, Wisconsin National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for western Clayton County in northeastern Iowa. At 6:52 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Arlington, or 12 miles southwest of Elkader. moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Radar indicated rotation. That's these storms right in here that are moving that direction towards Wisconsin. And these areas here, Jessup, these rural areas outside of Jessup, outside of Independence, including Independence, Brandon, and LaPorte City, Gilbertville, I think they saw tornadic activity. I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know to what extent. Hopefully it stayed in the sky. But there was a wedge. I'm pretty confident that's what I saw there. Saw a wedge tornado. Whether it touched down or not, hopefully it didn't. Now we've got tornado warnings extending over to Dundee, Manchester, Masonville, Ryan, Delaware, Earlville, and Greeley. And these are all in Iowa. There's a very persistent, strong cluster of thunderstorms near the top of the Scorpion's tail. And it's rotating counterclockwise. It's parked anchor right over here near Sioux Falls, where they're seeing a lot of snow, very high winds. And the Scorpion's tail is now moving north here and south over there. Just an incredible complex over the Central Plains, and it's going to be there for a big part of the evening. You can see there's 4 tornado warnings there. We've got 1 in west central Illinois, and we've got 4 in southern Illinois. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unreal, man. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tornado warnings expanding over 1, 2, 3, 4 states. Incredible. I would think that qualifies for an outbreak, right? Just depends on how many of them made it to the ground. Hopefully none of them did. Now you've got 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 tornado warnings at the same time. Unbelievable. We got to hop back down to Paducah real quick. Hang on. Look at that. Oh, man. You guys need to take cover if you're in that area. Deep southern Illinois, the boot heel of Missouri. You guys are no strangers to tornadoes. Western Kentucky, western Tennessee, starting to get some action over here. That moved, where was that at? North of, Big Sandy. That's starting to get bigger. Dover, Tennessee, Cumberland City, headed towards, it's hard to say, a rural area, but the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. Over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings all at the same time. This is a new one down here, expires in 31 minutes. Tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service out of Memphis. We got Memphis on this. We got Paducah. Probably 2 or 3 different weather services here following these storms. I mean, this is like a 3-ring circus down here juggling tornadoes. They're doing a great job. They're staying on it. National Weather Service out of Memphis, tornado warning for Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, Pemiscot County in southeastern Missouri, Dyer County in western Tennessee until 7:30 p.m. It's like another 30 minutes, right? At 6:56 p.m., Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm that was producing a tornado located over Blytheville, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. And they're advising people to take cover now. And that's the guys and gals from the National Weather Service. If you're in the area of Caruthersville, Steele, a town called Cooter. How about that? Cooter, where's that at? Tennessee or northern Arkansas? Can't really tell. I think it's on the west side of the Mississippi. Anyway, in that area, Holland, Blytheville, Gosnell, Steele, Haiti, tornado warning. That's a long line of thunderstorms. A lot of activity. If they say to take cover, just take cover. Just don't even question it. These guys are good at what they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings in here, expanding how far? $100 miles, 116 miles, 5 tornado warnings over 3 states. Actually, more than that. Got 4 up here in Iowa, 3 now in Iowa. 1 headed towards Wisconsin. One in Illinois, actually two in Illinois because of southern Illinois. There's a component down there that's got severe weather. Got 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, actually 4 now. 1 expired. So we got 4, 6, 7, 8 tornado warnings expanding over 5 states. I mean, this is crazy. You guys need to be on the ball tonight. Keep your phone on. Keep the alerts turned on. Because this could go on for a while up into Indiana. Most, if not all of Illinois, or at least parts of it. Getting up into central Indiana later on this evening. I think they saw some of these high winds earlier today, especially through Ohio. I mean, the storms themselves were moving at 80 miles an hour. That is just unbelievable. I never heard of a storm moving 80 mile an hour. I mean, you know, when we follow hurricanes, a fast hurricane speed's 20 mile an hour. And that's the forward movement, the linear movement of a hurricane. 20 miles an hour is about an average speed of a hurricane. You know, maybe 25. That's a pretty good clip, to be honest. Hurricanes can get down to 1 mile an hour. They can actually stall and just sit there and maintain their structure and rotate. These things here moving at 80 miles an hour? Are you serious? I saw it doing 70 right there. I couldn't get the 80 fast enough. It changed. Went from 80 down to 70. And that was going right through Ohio. Ripped a patch right through central Ohio. They're still trying to get the power lines back on. Look at all these severe thunderstorms. New ones popping up all the time. Down here on the, now we're on the Mississippi state line with Mississippi and Arkansas. Look at there by Cleveland, Clarksdale, all of these communities in through here. North Tunica. In fact, I think I've gotten pictures from somebody there in North Tunica. Jonestown, 1, 2, 3, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, and now it's including Mississippi. That would be northwestern Mississippi. Moving up in through Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, getting up into Wisconsin now. There's actually a tornado warning right on the Wisconsin border. Multiple state event right here. Severe thunderstorm now near Rockford. Moving up into the densely populated Chicago area. Somewhere in the neighborhood of, 6 million people up there? Last I knew, maybe more. A lot of activity. It's just getting started. You can see some nighttime nocturnal tornadoes tonight. We don't want to see those, but they do happen from time to time. We might see some action over here in Wisconsin here in just a few minutes. In fact, I wanted to hop up to Minnesota. I want to look at the radar just real quick. There's nothing severe up there. I don't want Duluth. I want this one. But this is all part of that complex. See, it's got a mixture of snow and grapple and pea-sized hail. See, just a combination of things going on there. Wisconsin real quick. We're going to go down to Australia one of these times. There's a severe storm there moving towards Rockford. It's not tornadic. That's a large line of thunderstorms moving through Waukegan. That would be the northern Chicago area up into Wisconsin, southeastern Wisconsin. Right now, nothing severe, but there are storms starting to enter into the Wisconsin area right now as we do this video. So it's going to be a multi-state. It's already a multi-state tornado event. We've seen tornado warnings. At one time, we had 10 at the same time. 10. Just an incredibly active night. Go back to the Quad Cities real quick. All right, there's the tornado warning in west central Illinois near the Galesburg area. You know, it's not a very big storm. It's just a small, powerful storm headed towards Alexis And this is the same storm that showed a classic, and I mean a classic tornado signature near Stronghurst. That would be Stronghurst, Illinois. This storm warning expires in 9 minutes, and that includes Little York, Monmouth, Kirkwood, right on the edge of Alexis, Illinois. Getting some severe weather right now, don't know exactly what, but can pretty much guarantee some heavy rain and quite possibly high winds, but they're just on the edge of that tornado warning. We'll have to see if they move that one. These here are still in place. It'll be interesting to see if they continue over into Wisconsin, quite possibly including parts of far southeastern Minnesota. Wouldn't that be something? Snowing in one part of Minnesota, tornado warnings, hasn't yet, but I'm just saying they're not that far from the Minnesota border. In fact, 50 miles, less than 50 miles from the Minnesota border, almost into Wisconsin. Soon as this updates, in fact, they may extend it here real soon over into Wisconsin. But these storms here, they left some tracks near the Independence, Gilbertville, I want to say Jessup, that area right there. There's probably a lot of trees down in that area, and I would assume power outages. In fact, we'll look at the power outage map here real quick. This isn't in real time. We'll just see if there's been anything reported. Pennsylvania, yeah, Iowa, right there, 3,500. More than likely, can see it's consistent with that storm. There's 800 out there, 500 there, over 2,000 in that area right there, and that's consistent with the storms we're following right there. So they did take out electricity to over 2,000, almost 3,000 people in this area are without electricity right now because of that storm, or this line of storms. That's very photogenic. Don't go out and take pictures, but that is a photogenic storm, definitely. That's what you see in the sky when you guys send me pictures of those shelf clouds. You can see this one swirls up to the north. That's intake right there. That's why it curves. That's got a big high-profile curve right there that extends 50,000 feet up into the sky. That's an amazing structure, but unfortunately it produced tornadoes. And hopefully everybody got out of the way. I'm hoping, I really am, because that did produce a big tornado. I don't know if it stayed on the ground for any length of time. You can't tell from up here looking down, but you can tell that when there's a tornado, and there definitely was. Definitely was. I'm sorry, guys. I was just looking at somebody had Corey mentioned about how tornadoes used to be rare at night, and I don't necessarily recall that. I know years ago we didn't have access to these types of radar in your hand. I'm not a computer, but I'm just saying there probably were tornadoes at night. We just didn't know about it, unless it went through a populated area. We didn't have this type of equipment, say 40 years ago. I mean, this stuff has come a long way in a very short period of time. I don't remember my parents being able to hop on a radar like this when I was a kid and track storms, and look out for yourself. Look at this. Look at all these tornadoes down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we got one south of Memphis. Now we got a severe thunderstorm over here by Clarksville. Look at that. That's that storm we've been watching that was by Big Sandy. We better hop back on the Paducah train here. Right here, Paducah. Here we come. Oh, yeah. Wow. That is unreal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings extending down through here. Oh, wow. And multiple. Can't get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we got one over here by Dover. That's a very intense thunderstorm right now over Dover, Tennessee. Moving towards the largest city, looks like Clarksville, but it's going to stay north of Clarksville. but it's headed towards Lafayette, and that would be Lafayette, Kentucky. Big heads up. I'd find me a basement or an interior room if I was in Lafayette, Kentucky. Wow, look at the tornadoes in through here. Just incredible. Hail starting to get a little bigger in places I'm seeing. Seeing inch and a half. There's half inch. That's not a big deal. We've all seen that. Half inch, no big deal. What we got here? I'm just checking out the hail. No big deal. Half inch. We've all seen half inch hail. We see that out here in the desert. Half inch hail. Not a problem. But these severe thunderstorms are stretching back now into parts of Mississippi. You can see the line. That's the scorpion's tail right there. It's in Arkansas. It's in Missouri. It's in Mississippi. It's in Tennessee. It's in Illinois. It's in Kentucky. It's in Indiana. It's in Iowa. It's soon to be, well, it's already in Wisconsin, South Dakota, Minnesota, and we can't forget about Michigan. Michigan's getting its fair share of it too. I saw high winds today through Ohio. They're still trying to get the electricity on over there. Storms moving through at 80 miles per hour. That doesn't even sound right saying that. Yeah, we've got a line of thunderstorms moving east-northeast at 80 miles an hour. Are you on Earth? Or is that somewhere on Jupiter? No, that's Earth. That's right there in Ohio. Oh, okay, yeah. 80 mile an hour. Yeah, sure. Nobody believe you. But it happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 now. Wow. 6 tornado warnings, so it's getting more and more active as we move into the evening hours. It's starting to get dark in these areas, probably already dark. They just extended. See that one? Do you see how that extended up into the Bloomington, Indiana area? These storms are reaching up easily into central Indiana. Quite easily, in fact. Over the next hour, hour and a half, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tornado warnings now. It's hard to even count. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 tornado warnings. Rose Claire, Elizabeth. Is that Elizabethtown? Elizabethtown, Rose Claire, Carsville. You guys are in the action. You're going to experience some turbulence. Remain in your seats and buckle your seatbelts. And the captain will tell you can get up and move around the cabin. But right now, there's severe turbulence moving through Golconda. In fact, that looks, let's just look, it looks like it's got rotation. It's hard to tell when you're near the, yeah, see, you can't really tell. That's the thing, man, near these big cities, those tornadoes can hide. That's not cool. Yeah, you can't really tell. You got to have a spotter on the ground there, man. All I can say is it looks like rotation. Luckily, it's out in a rural area, but it's headed towards a community, Golconda or Conda? I think it's Golconda. Big, powerful storm headed your way. That is tornadic in nature, is issued by the National Weather Service out of Paducah, Kentucky, until 8 p.m. 7:10 p.m. a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 7 miles southeast of Dixon Springs, 11 miles northeast of Metropolis, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. 45 miles an hour, that's fast, but it sounds, fairly normal to what we normally experience here on Earth. Not 80. 80 mile an hour. All right, a lot of activity down here, guys, in the southern Illinois area, where southern Illinois meets Kentucky, the Missouri Boot Heel, northwestern Tennessee, right above the New Madrid fault line. Mega activity. Multiple tornadoes, possibly on the ground at the same time. I have no way of knowing from up here, but there are 6 tornado warnings in this area at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 throughout the Central Plains. Tornado warnings, and this is going to continue throughout the evening hours. I mean, I could hop up in any of these radars right now and see heavy rain, high wind components. I'm trying to stay on the severe with regard to especially these red corrals. When we see a red corral on here, that's tornadic. So I just try to give people an extra heads up. I'm sure they're well aware of the situation. You know, especially in the Central Plains, they're no stranger to tornadoes. You may not have ever seen one, but they've been around you. This area can produce tornadoes, especially during the spring. I know I've seen them. Never really been directly in one. Look at that. That thing there just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Headed right towards Lafayette, Kentucky. If you're in Lafayette, Kentucky, you might want to consider a basement or an interior room with no glass. That's a very strong. Let's look and see. Yeah, it's got rotation. Absolutely. Hold on. Yes, that has rotation right there. That storm is moving towards Lafayette, Kentucky. Just to be on the safe side, Dover's probably experiencing some very high winds right now. That would be Dover, Tennessee. And that's producing 1.25 inch hail, which is pretty good size. We've definitely seen bigger, saw bigger yesterday, but still, that's pretty good size. That storm was little of nothing 30 minutes ago. Now look at it. And that's charging like a bull up into Kentucky. Just west of Fort Campbell, west of Clarksville. Let's see how far west. 20 miles, 21. So clear of Clarksville. It's probably no clouds in Clarksville, but this one here is going right at Lafayette. That's a strong system. So if you're in that area, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, Lafayette, Kentucky, yeah, Lafayette. Big heads up, be looking to the south-southeast. You got a strong storm coming your way. All right, so they've extended the tornado the severe thunderstorm warnings way down towards Greenville, Mississippi, Clarksdale, Mississippi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in this area, extending from southern Indiana all the way down into west central Mississippi. Just an incredible evening. We're watching the big scorpion make its way through the Central Plains. Big scorpion tail, look at that. Getting some heavy rain up into the Michigan area. Some high winds here and there. But here's the tail. This is what we're watching. These storms just keep spawning. See how they're just spawning a big, long line of storms extending for well over a couple hundred miles. Sporadic storms here and there that are capable of producing tornadoes. This is not real time, but if it were, you would see a lot of power outages along that Mississippi line right there. Mississippi River Valley, Iowa, 3,500. Iowa, that increased a little bit. Ohio actually went down. It was over 5,000 at one time. I think more than that. It's down to 3,800 now, almost 4,000 without electricity in Iowa. Here's the storms over here at windy.com. There was lightning associated with these storms. Maybe it's just not on this map right now. I'm sure that there's probably a ton of lightning if you're in these storms. Want to be careful. These are highly tornadic storms. They have the potential. Boy, this one here has just really become an overachiever. Look at that thing. I mean, it's grown exponentially in size to it's tenfold what it was. It was small like that about 20 minutes ago. Look at that thing. Oh yeah, they've extended it past Hopkinsville. I see why. That's a big storm. If you're in the Lafayette area, want to watch that one. I mean, Lafayette, Kentucky. That's a big, strong storm. I don't think it's tornadic, but it's definitely severe thunderstorm. Easy. For the next 25 minutes, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 45-mile-an-hour winds, showing penny-sized hail. Yeah, I would say quite easily. Sure. Absolutely. Starting to see some action up here, too. Near Cadiz? Is that what that is? Cadiz? Learn something new every time I come on here. Find a new town I'd never heard of. That's a very strong storm there. But see, when we're very close to a metropolis, big radar like that, sometimes the tornadoes can, at least from my perspective, not be visible on here. So, but the National Weather Service has got it covered. The tornado warning for Rosa Claire, Elizabethtown, Cave and Rock is in this now. Golconda, very strong storms moving to the northeast, anywhere from 40, 45. Some are moving at 50 miles per hour. Saw one earlier at 55. Going to hop back up to Iowa and see if those storms are moving into Wisconsin yet. And then we would have tornado warnings if they do move into Wisconsin. I think they just updated it. That's still in Iowa. East of Cedar Rapids, strong system. They just updated that. Expires in 23 minutes. National Weather Service out of the Quad Cities. Tornado warning for central Jones County and central Iowa, east central Lynn County and east central Iowa until 7:45 p.m. At 7:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Martell, 7 miles southwest of Anamosa. Moving, how fast is this one going? Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. And that's a tornado vortex signature, radar indicated. So it wasn't confirmed on the ground, but radar is showing, and we'll take a look and see. I'm sure it probably is, absolutely. See, we're so close to the main radar, it makes it hard to tell, but you can see right there, that's a tornado signature right there. And we can double confirm it. Sometimes, not always. I can't double confirm it. But yeah, there's tornado signature there. Absolutely. Good call. Those guys are good at what they do. I'm just curious if see the storm, they've got it extending now easily up into Wisconsin. Look at that. Will the tornado warning go up into Wisconsin? And that's 1-inch hail associated with that storm. Probably bigger in some areas, because that's reaching up there at a pretty good height. But will the tornado warning extend up into Wisconsin? They'll probably update it here very soon. We've got an update here near Galesburg. That was in the same almost exact area where it was like an hour ago. A tornado in that area. Now we got another one near Monmouth. Tornadic vortex signature near Monmouth. And that's usually an indication that there was one on the ground. So I think there was one on the ground here multiple times. Down here by Stronghurst, now up here by Monmouth. I'm 99% confident there was a tornado by Stronghurst at one time, and it was associated with this storm here. Looks like it may have recycled and came back down. Maybe it didn't come down. I hope it didn't, but it certainly looked like a tornado down by Stronghurst. So that's in west central Illinois, moving north. Pretty good clip. How fast? Probably 45, 40. And these are moving towards the Chicago metro area, where they're seeing some activity now, some rain. Nothing major like over here in Iowa, where they've got power outages. I'm pretty sure they've got some tornado damage, I would say, near the Independence area, be east of Waterloo. A big scorpion tail rotating, anchor parked over here by Sioux Falls. A lot of tornado warnings covering multiple states. I think right now we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a tornado warning now in northwestern Mississippi. Wow, this is nuts. You got tornado warnings in Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, and Iowa. 6 states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states right now have tornado warnings. Throughout the Great Plains, Central Plains. We probably better check this one out, huh? Down by Memphis. That just came on the scene. In northwestern Mississippi, tornado warning. just came on the radar, so let's see what they got. Yeah, they're showing a tornado right there. Or at least a tornado signature. They've already taken it off. All right. They left a tornado signature on there. So it must have been a small one. They've already taken it off. That's good. And that was in northwestern Mississippi. But now you can see the severe thunderstorms are starting to occur in north central Louisiana. That would be north central. I think that's north of Baton Rouge, or right in the Baton Rouge area. No, north of Baton Rouge. Yeah, there's Lafayette, many miles north of Lafayette, south of Monroe. But that's just a severe thunderstorm warning now. Have to keep an eye on that. That's in north central Louisiana. See an action in northwestern Mississippi, all up the Mississippi River. Basically from, let's see, northern Louisiana, follow the Mississippi River north, and that's where these thunderstorms are located. And you can see one tornado signature there and one up here. Huh. But there's no tornado warnings in those areas. And that's along the Mississippi River by Missouri, or by Mississippi and Tennessee. Gonna go hop back up to Paducah, but that's a long line of thunderstorms that's moving north. Just an unbelievable night. Multiple tornado warnings in multiple states, all at the same time. Boy, it's just electrifying. 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings here throughout Kentucky, Illinois, Tennessee, and Missouri. That's right now, and that includes Iowa. 2 in Iowa, 2 in Illinois, 3 in Illinois. If you consider what's going on down here, that's straddling the Kentucky-Illinois state line. And then you got some on the Missouri-Kentucky state line, including Illinois, following the Mississippi River a long ways down through here. And then when they get up here, they go over into Indiana, parts of Kentucky. That is one strong storm right there. Wow, that thing's got some altitude. Are you serious? 70,000. Woo! That storm right there grew up really fast. Yes, it did. An hour ago, that was just a little guy. Now he's reaching around up into the stratosphere almost. Incredible. And sure enough, they extended the storm warning all the way up towards Lewisburg, Kentucky. That was just a little bitty storm back here by, what was it, Big Sand, or where's it at? Big Sandy, yeah, right there. There's another one moving in the same area. This one here was small like that. Now it's a towering supercell. Towering. It's over 60,000 foot tall. Are you serious? If you're over here in Clarksville and it's still daylight, you get a wicked picture of the tall thunderhead right over here to the west-northwest. Unreal. A lot of energy in here, guys. Now we're getting flooding reports down here in southern Illinois. Street flooding. Read it here. Street flooding. Roads closed. Vehicles stranded. It's not saying exactly where. It's just saying in general. There's street flooding in a community called Anna. Jonesboro, and that would be Jonesboro. Looks like Illinois, not Arkansas. There was a tornado earlier in Jonesboro, Arkansas, that did do some damage. Right now, though, that's Jonesboro, Illinois. It's not a tornado, but some very heavy rain, street flooding. Still got multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tornado warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 states, quite possibly 6. Good night to keep your alerts on if you're in that area. A lot of activity south and east of Davenport. That would be up in the Iowa area. In west central Illinois, tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. It's just raining now over in Chicago. They just extended that severe thunderstorm warning over into Wisconsin. So now Wisconsin's in the game. Now there's activity in Wisconsin, quite possibly tornadic later. The severe component just went across the border. In fact, we're going to hop up there and take a look at it, as this is a multi-state event. Multi-state event. Just unbelievable. And right there it goes. So yeah, that was a good call. You can see the storm going across the border into Wisconsin. At least a severe thunderstorm, quite possibly tornadic. It's been tornadic for a long time. Whether the tornadoes are reaching the ground, I don't know, but that storm has had a tornadic component for a long time, since it was way down here south of Cedar Rapids, or in the Cedar Rapids area. Just an unbelievable storm. Tornadic for a long time, almost an hour. Doesn't necessarily mean there was a tornado on the ground, but it had a TVS, tornadic vortex signature, for a long time. Super strong supercells moving through multiple states. Thank you, peace and spirit love. That's very kind. Trying to keep an eye on this radar here. Derek T. And Derek T. Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee is starting to see some action, but I think for the most part, you guys are going to be pretty good. Been keeping a close eye on Nashville ever since that happened, you know. I did not like that one bit. I'm just letting you guys all know. I didn't like the nighttime tornado thing. That was not cool. So you see me doing live streams on here. I'm just looking out for you guys. If I can help one person, hey, it's time well spent. But, yeah, Middle Tennessee looks pretty good. I mean, you might see some rain. Here, I'll show you what we're looking at here. See, Middle Tennessee's over here. Right now, the Scorpion's tail's dragging from Houston all the way up into Marquette. Look at that. 1,000-mile. But you guys could see some rain, some wind. Nothing severe right now. But that doesn't mean that this line of storms you're going to see on here real quick. This is the GO 16. Enhanced right there. So yeah, the possibility is definitely there. Erie, Pennsylvania, yes, you're going to see some wind and some rain, quite possibly severe at times, but that's not a guarantee. It's not there right now. I can only confirm what we're seeing here right now. And right now there's a lot of activity going on, and all this energy is moving to the east, northeast. So yes, everything east of here, I mean, they were dealing with power outages today in Ohio. 80-mile-an-hour winds. Or not winds, I'm sorry. Yeah, the winds were at least that, because the storms were moving at 80 miles an hour. I mean, that's just unheard of. Are you serious? 80 miles an hour? I've never seen anything like it. But it happened today. It sure did. So we are now, where are we at here? West central Illinois. Double tornado warnings. It's been that way in the Galesburg, Knoxville area for quite some time. Very persistent TVS signature in that area, and I'm pretty sure at one time near Stronghurst there was a tornado at least in the air. Whether it touched down, I don't know, but what we saw on the radar was a tornado. Absolutely. I don't know if it touched down or not, though. Dime-size hail up. Now we're getting up close to the Minnesota border with this storm here. They've already seen all kinds of stuff near Minneapolis and Coon Rapids. Different types of precipitation. I think they've seen hail, rain, snow, grapple, the whole nine over here, especially at Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's where the big anchor is parked, right over here. The deep low is circulating over here by Sioux City, South Dakota. Right in this area here, Sioux Falls. Big scorpion tail. And that's dragging all these other spinners up here. That's the culprit. That's the motivator right here. You got that thing that extends, what, 1,000 miles? Let's look and see. Yeah, right at it. 1,000-mile scorpion tail. How about that? We've seen those before. And we're seeing them again. Look at all these severe thunderstorm warnings. Yellow are severe thunderstorm warnings. These areas just north of Clarksville, including now Fort Campbell, extending well up into Kentucky now, getting up into Indiana. And this is going to be the common theme throughout the evening, guys. And more than likely, even over into Middle Tennessee. Hopefully stay away from that area. I don't like to see these tornadoes on here anyway, but that's just part of weather. So now they've extended this one yet again. So, okay, a new tornado warning issued in west central Illinois. National Weather Service out of the Quad Cities issued a tornado warning for southeastern Henry County in northwestern Illinois until 8:15 p.m., and that would be local time. At 7:33 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Alpha, 10 miles southwest of Cambridge, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. This is a radar-indicated tornado signature right in this area here, and I'm not surprised. It's been that way for a long, long time, and it still persists. And that's moving towards Cambridge, just south of Orion. Andover probably feels like they're in a hurricane right now. See what size hail we've got. 1/2 inch. That's not a big deal. There's 3/4 inch. Yeah, it's not like quarter size. That's not that bad. We see that out here in Arizona. But that is a very intense little storm. I mean, it's not a huge system, but boy, is it strong. Yeah, I can see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's rotation there. Absolutely. I see why they did it. See where the red meets the green? Very sharp contrast. When you see the sharp contrast, then you've got pretty good indication there's rotation there. So that system is in place for the next 37 minutes, headed towards Kewanee, Cambridge, Geneseo, just on the south side of, well, in fact, now Geneseo's getting rain right now, but they're not in the tornado corral. Okay, this tornado warning has finally expired up here in northeastern Iowa. I mean, that went on what seemed like an eternity, but the severe thunderstorm component has now moved into Wisconsin, and we've got a storm system now moving up from Iowa into Minnesota, at least southeastern Minnesota. Just a very, very super active night. And it's only going to stay that way, guys. This stuff's not going anywhere for a while. Power outages, I don't know if they've updated yet. This isn't real time, but now we've got over 6,000 without electricity in Illinois. Between Illinois and Iowa, including Pennsylvania, all of these are from the storms that you see and that were around today, especially in Ohio. But Illinois, that's new. Nearly 7,000 without electricity in Illinois, courtesy of this system right here. Very high winds have taken out power. They went through a densely populated area. Hang on just a second, guys. Just trying to read a message here. I stay on that radar so long. Yes, Maria, it's reaching southern Indiana. I'll go up there in just a second. Northeast Indiana. We'll check it out, okay? Hang on just a second. Bear with me. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a quick drink. Be right back. All right, Eastern Indiana. Check that out real quick. Oh, they just updated this. Tornado south and west of Andover. That would be Illinois. Now we're down to only 4 tornado warnings. That's still a lot. Eastern Indiana. That would be over by Fort Wayne. Let's check it out real quick. I think they're looking pretty good over there for now. Yeah, I mean, getting some rain moving through the area. Nothing in Fort Wayne per se, but Indianapolis got some storms coming your direction. Nothing severe. It's like up in Michigan, getting some rain. Not anything anybody hasn't seen, you know. It's just rain. Moderate to light rain. So for now, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Erie, Pennsylvania. Let's go check it out. Okay, elemental P, where you at? Here we go. All right, it might be a little different story over here. Yeah. Yeah, you guys could see some activity in Erie. Absolutely. All right. I'm just looking around here, seeing what direction this is headed. It's mostly moving east, slightly northeast. There's already been some storms near... Oh, look, I learned something new. California, Pennsylvania. Small storms. Scottsdale, Mount Pleasant. These are all in Pennsylvania. But you do have some stronger storms moving your way. Half-inch hail that's being reported. I mean, that's respectable. It's not a big deal like we saw yesterday, but still, that's a strong storm headed into the Pittsburgh area. How fast are they moving? 44 knots. 43 knots, 40 knots. So they'll be in the Pittsburgh area in about an hour. So, yeah, you guys are going to see some activity in the Pennsylvania area, especially western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio. You're seeing some right now. Nothing severe or tornadic. That's the main thing. We're looking for, when we look at this, we're looking for the yellow corrals and the red ones. We definitely don't want to see the red ones. If we see the red ones on here, we really need to pay attention to those, because that's where, tornadoes are roaming inside those red corrals. And we don't want to see tornadoes roaming around in people's backyards. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, but if we can at least give people a heads up, then that's being helpful, Let's see if we can go back to Paducah real quick. I just want to see what those storms are doing. There we go. Okay, real quick, Paducah. Clarksville, that storm just walked right around Clarksville and then went into Fort Campbell, went through Lafayette. Now it's headed towards Pembroke. That's a strong storm. Probably 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Severe thunderstorm warning expires in 13 minutes. Storm moving at 50 miles an hour, containing 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. And that's that storm system right there that used to be a real small storm right back here by Big Sandy. Probably about as big as the one that just went through there. And look at it now. Wow, it got really big and feisty. It's headed up towards Lewisburg, Elkton, Pembroke especially is feeling it right now. But you can see the tracks of all of these storms that the National Weather Service has put on here. And they're extending up into west central Kentucky in a big way. Southern Indiana, seeing some moderate rain right now in the Evansville area. Nothing super major. Just some rain, We've all seen rain, but they just did as I'm sitting here moving this. There's a Waverly. Another Waverly? Where's that at? I'm telling you, I learn something new on here all the time. That's Waverly, Kentucky. All right. They just updated this. New severe thunderstorm warning expires in 27 minutes. A boatload of counties in southern Illinois and southern Indiana, including northwestern Kentucky, until 8:15 p.m. Severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles west of Sturgis, moving northeast, this is even hard to say, at 65 miles per hour. Hazard, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The storm is moving faster than the wind it's producing. It's hard to even say. Look at that. You can see it for yourself. Storm is moving northeast at 65 mile an hour, producing 60-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, it's just wild. So yeah, you're getting some severe weather moving into the southern Indiana area now, moving through southern Illinois, western Kentucky. It seems like it's following that Mississippi River, at least up into Kentucky, Kentucky, and then it branches off. Mississippi River runs up through Illinois, but it follows the Mississippi River for a long ways. Long ways. All right, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up. I got to call it a day. We've been on here following these storms for a long time. Listen, there's still severe thunderstorms all over the place, anywhere from southern Wisconsin through west central northern Illinois, southern Illinois, Kentucky, parts of Tennessee. Actually just moved up into Kentucky. That is a very strong little storm. Actually, it's gotten kind of big. Down into western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas has been very active. We did see a tornado touchdown in Jonesboro, Arkansas, right in here. And it did make contact with buildings. Saw shingles flying in the air, and saw actually power outages as the generators and stuff were flashing off of the power lines. Saw power lines go down from the tornado that went through Jonesboro. Transformers, saw one for sure. Transformer lit up the sky. So busy night in the Central Plains, following the big scorpion tail here at the GO 16. That's what we've been following over here on the radar, producing a lot of tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. And you can see the general path. Over here is where it made anchor in western Iowa, parts of northeastern Nebraska and the Dakotas, where it's churning right there. You can see the very defined low, the central low pressure. That's probably somewhere in the 980 range, if I had to guess. I don't know. I haven't looked at the exact number, but it's probably in the 980 range, right in there. And that's pulling up. All of this is creating a very unique situation right here. So you guys need to stay alert tonight if you're in the Central Plains, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. Looks like the severe component's going to move through parts of Tennessee tonight. Don't know exactly where. Could include Middle Tennessee, but for sure Western Tennessee and parts of Western Indiana, Eastern Illinois. So big heads up, guys. Stay alert tonight. Weather's going to continue to be active for a few hours. Thanks for watching. Have a super day. Be safe out there.